It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll get a look at this team's electric quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, you look at this Orlando team as they enter play. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they can certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for visiting Oklahoma City, even with all the games we have broadcast together over the years, partner, seems like every time we see something new and kind of get that feeling we might get something unique here in this one as well.
No 2 games are ever really the same, are they, Brandon? Because there's always a couple little details.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
When you look at this defense, they've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give them 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the 2 of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off play action, Curtis. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Back to throw again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Over the middle, complete. That's Ortiz. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
They'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. And he's got his man on the out route. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a 2nd-round pick back in April's draft.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. As we check out the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he's right up there among the best in the NFL at this point in the season. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. When you look at this defense, they've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Operating from the gun, Curtis. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ortiz. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw, Curtis. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Curtis. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking to throw, Curtis. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun on third down, Curtis. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. And here's a handoff out of the gun. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Oklahoma City has the football here to begin the second quarter. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got some room to operate, and he gets it all the way down to the 3. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Back to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Point after, right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Curtis. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Curtis. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's taken at the 26. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
2nd and 5. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now it's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great play there. 39 yards. And his guys have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Orlando takes back over on offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. Up the middle they go. Diggs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. Back to throw. Curtis. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On first down, Diggs. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Curtis. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Operating from the gun, Curtis. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the...
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jensen. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. That is caught. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's McGee. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And his guys are going to take the lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Operating from the gun, Curtis. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Curtis. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out. Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. From the gun on 3rd down, Curtis. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach and our Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right? You
would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case. Not
at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. He'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Curtis. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Curtis. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a handoff up the middle. Diggs. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That was huge after being behind the chains on 1st down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on 1st down to get that kind of yardage? Because it
breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Curtis. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. From 17 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine, but going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. So that drive 7 plays in length. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Fisher. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jensen. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's McGee. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw again. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead. I'm pretty sure that was a passing play, but he took off pretty quickly and ran with it.
Love his decisiveness on it because you're exactly right. He was supposed to go back in the pocket and survey the field and throw the football. But when that hole opened, he just said, forget it, let's go. And boy, did that work out well.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Orlando takes back over on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. The tight end in motion right. 2nd and 4. Caught by Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught. It's a big play there. 44 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Curtis. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are all tied at 28. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
3rd and 4. Now back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. They'll look to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Out of the gun now on third down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up fourth down now. And on now is the punter as he's on here to punt it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Curtis. And he comes back with one complete. And this offense on third down today, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Curtis. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 24 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. They bring their punter out there now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jensen. 7 yards there and a first down. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now a 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
From here on, any score could be the winning one, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McGee. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 1. Throw left side complete. That's Jensen. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And this is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown from 19 yards away. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Obviously a huge touchdown for their team, but a big touchdown for a rookie quarterback here to be able to break the tie in the 4th quarter.
And he just shook off all the pressure, too, because when you think about it, tie ball game, rookie quarterback, most of them are thinking, don't make a mistake. Instead, this young man just said, I'll make a play.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Dances by him. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the... That's caught at the 25. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there. 45 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McGee. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. That time a 6-play drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Orlando takes back over on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Complete to Jones. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To the sideline and incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
And Jones has it over the middle. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Curtis. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds. Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion, and sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory. And they take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Oklahoma City, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Orlando, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.